Hi, as some of you will know, I am on a Transpacific cruise, which is running from Brisbane to Seattle via Japan and Alaska. So this is a video to show what happens on an average sea day. So this was day 2 of the cruise, and I will show you everything that I did in that day. There was a lot more to be done than I expected. I thought I was going to be quite bored on all the sea days, but there has been so much on the cruise. So yeah, stick around to find out what we got up to. So on Carnival, there's two ways of seeing what's on. So you either get a planner, which you can get in your mailbox every night, or just through the Carnival Hub app. And so I'm going to run through here the app for day 2. So as you can see, there's a lot on. So starting from first thing in the morning, there was a stretch and abs class that was on every day. Then there are a number of things in the shops. I never went to any of these, so who knows what they were like, but I always thought they were just trying to sell you stuff. There was also talks. So we had Jess, who's a biologist, marine biologist, on for the whole cruise, and she did talks nearly every day, so that was absolutely amazing. There was also things like bingo, the Fun Squad run games and entertainment on Lido and across the ship, as well as trivia in the lounge. And then in the evening, there is movies, shows. There was something on in the theatre every night because it was such a long cruise. So normally on the short cruises, the playlist productions, that's 4 of the nights. So because of that, we only had they didn't double up on that at all. So they brought on a lot of singers, but also some really good things like acro, duo, hypnotist. Usually they do that on any of the longer voyages as well. So yeah, all sorts of things like that. There's also things up in the spa, but I've never gone to one of those. Heard too many bad stories about how they won't let you out unless you've paid for something. So I've always avoided those. There's also the art auction things, but that's the same thing. You can get free glasses of champagne so long as you're, brave enough to walk out and not get talked into buying anything. During the day and especially in the evening, there are acts singing and playing music around the ship. So in the piano bar, in the atrium, and in the limelight, the Ocean Plaza, the main lounge, including the band. Luminosa actually has a band on there, which isn't um, on all of the Carnival ships. So that was pretty good. And there are various comedians on in the Limelight Lounge every evening. There's, of course, the chance to always just watch the sea. We had a couple of Japanese girls on, and they did a talk most mornings before we went to Japan, covering, language and attire and origami, all sorts of things. They were lovely, absolutely lovely women that did that for us.
Okay, what is hello during the day? Yes, konnichiwa. Good evening.
So while the weather's nice, you can also just hang out on Lido by the pool. So on this day 2, we went to see the Japanese girls, and before that we had breakfast. So some days there's breakfast and lunch, sometimes there's a brunch. So I'm putting up the brunch menu, which is in the restaurant, but this day wanted to eat a bit earlier than that, so went up to Lido to the buffet to have breakfast. So showing here some of the hot options. So there's always scrambled eggs, some kind of eggs Benedict, boiled eggs. Then there will be some carbs like pancakes or hash browns or breakfast potato type things, and then some kind of sausages and bacon and stuff like that. There's also a range of cold meats and cheese. There is cereals and fruit and salad, and there is also an omelette station where you can get omelettes made fresh to order, or you can also get fried eggs made fresh to order from the person at the omelette station as well. There's also oatmeal, yogurt, and lots of toppings to go in your yogurt. There is tea and coffee, hot chocolate available, and there is also juices from the machines. So I had boiled egg, scrambled egg, and pancakes for breakfast. Then we hung out for a bit, wandered around the ship. It had been raining, but it cleared up, so they were drying off all the pods. We just went for a nice long walk around the deck. So this is something I love doing on cruises. And unfortunately, we didn't manage to do this every day because after we got to Japan, the weather got so bad that they actually closed the deck. And there is a jogging track. It's not very big, so we tend to walk further around and just around the loop of the jogging track. Then it was time for the Wave Morning Show, which is a little sort of talk show thing that the cruise director and usually one of the Fun Squad members puts on in the theatre. So on some ships I've been on, this has been on every morning. This wasn't on every morning during this trip, but it's a bit of fun. And if you want to see more of it, I have put up a video of Zach trying Vegemite one morning, so that's very funny. So I'll link that video below. And it was time for Jess, the marine biologist, who was absolutely amazing. This day was a talk on the Great Barrier Reef.
Magnificent Great Barrier Reef. Now you are going to see me kind of.
So that just left a little bit of time to explore the ship before it was lunchtime. So because it was a brunch day, the restaurant wasn't open for a separate lunch, but all of the eateries up on Lido, including the buffet, the hamburger place, the pizza and deli, Chopsticks, which does Asian, and the tacos and burritos, and the barbecue were all open. So they're all open from 11:30 to about 2:30, and I had food from Chopsticks. I had soup and Mongolian beef and these fried wontons. I think these were chicken ones, and they were absolutely the best thing ever. So after lunch, Zach, the cruise director, had his shore excursion talk.
These excursions, we'll be going through them when that section, when we get to it.
So this tells you a bit about what's happening in each of the ports, as well as prizes being given out. So even if you're not going to go on one of their shore excursions, it's good to get some tips on places to go. So by the time we got back to the cabin, our steward had been and had been all cleaned, and we had a cute little towel animal. And then I hung out on the balcony and read my book for a little while, watched the sea, and just enjoyed being on the cruise. It was a bit overcast, but it was still quite nice and warm. So I had a quiet afternoon, just reading, walking around the ship, and then we come up to dinner time. So we had your time dining, which means you book in and you go anytime you want between it's 5:30 and 9 p.m. So we booked in, and you can see the menu here. I had the antipasti for starters. Okay, I'd already started eating it before I took this photo. And then the lobster tail for main, which came with a lovely risotto and broccoli. And I also had chocolate melting cake for dessert. Then it was showtime. So this was one of the playlist production nights, and it was Flick, which I have only ever seen once before when I've been on Luminosa before. So it's one of my favourite shows, so I really enjoyed that. There's a lot of really good dancing in it, and it's like quite a contemporary kind of piece compared to the other playlist shows, which I find are generally more song-based.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have arrived at our featured presentation. Enjoy the show.
So then it was time to wind down for the evening. We were pretty tired because we'd been traveling a lot and it was only day 2, so we went off to bed after enjoying the beautiful water from the balcony. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow. And if you subscribe, you get to see all my videos first, including the rest of the videos from this Transpacific cruise and all the rest of my travels. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye.